Hey guys, MGH here, and welcome to a video where I'm going to be talking about Arsenal and potential transfers, all of the latest news, and just really kind of discuss my thoughts on it all, because I'm getting so many tweets, so many comments, and people just saying, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Now, because I'm such a massive Arsenal fan, I realise that my views can be a little bit biased, and so if you're not, into Arsenal, or if you're not into transfer news and stuff like that, this is not the video for you. But anyway, we're going to be using chuz.com here. That's Chuz with 3 Zs. I will put a link in the description. It's such a cool website where you can build completely custom teams on Ultimate Team. And I thought this would be the best way to explain, what I think about certain players potentially joining Arsenal in the summer. If you'd like me to do more of these videos but on different teams, let me know. But obviously Arsenal was the first one that I thought of because, well, I support Arsenal. And we are in the news a lot at the moment with speculation, potential players that could be signing. And, apparently we've got 70 million to spend, all that stuff. So anyway, we're going to start off with the bench here because those are where most of my potential signings are. So we've got Gundogan there. It's been quite a recent one. We've got Bender. That's Lars Bender, by the way. There are 2 of them. The other one's Sven. They're both brothers. We've then got Jovetic. We've got Rooney. Ogbonna, who isn't linked so much now, but has been in the past. So I thought I'd put him on anyway. Julio Cesar from QPR. And Mika Richards, same as Ogbonna, really. We haven't really been speaking about Richards too much recently, but still, he's definitely still rumoured, I guess. But when you look at this team, right, what do you first notice? You obviously see a lot more variation in nationality. We have Fellaini on there. He seems to be, hot priority, and I think Wenger is a massive fan, and he's exactly who we need. And the reason Fellaini is really linked with Arsenal, you might be thinking, but you need a CDM. Why would Arsenal need another attacking midfielder when you've got Wilshere, you've got Santi Cazorla, Ramsey can kind of go forward, even Arteta if you really wanted him to. You've got Oxlade, who I reckon is going to be a cam in FIFA 14 because he has been playing more central. You've even got Podolski who can play there. Why would you want Fellaini? Well, Fellaini has said to Moyes and also to Wenger apparently that he much prefers playing in a holding position. He thinks he plays better when he is sitting in front of the defenders and helping the team go forward and back, obviously. So he has said that personally to the managers, and I think Wenger has been searching for a replacement for Alex Song since he left. But really, since Vieira, I would say we've needed someone who just sits in that midfield. Remember when Gilberto was playing? Him and Vieira would kind of switch around. They'd be sitting in front of the defenders. They just absolutely made the team solid, and that's what we've been missing. And I think Fellaini, now that he said he wants to play CDM, would be the perfect signing. So I've got a feeling that Fellaini is on his way to Arsenal. I just have a feeling about this. But then again, I've been disappointed for many years since Arsenal had this money, I want to say. Other signings was obviously Higuain. Now, this looks like, I don't want to say 100%, but it looks like it's going to happen in the next few weeks. But again, with Arsenal, you just never know. He would be an absolutely fantastic signing. I would be so happy if we could pull Higuain. He's not exactly happy at Real Madrid, and what I don't get is he is the 3rd top scorer in La Liga behind Ronaldo and Messi. That is an incredible stat. And for Real Madrid to want him to go, they're saying if we get the right price, we'll let you go. It's just astonishing if you ask me. So Higuain, in my opinion, would be, I think, the 2nd best signing we could make behind Fellaini, and that's why I've put these 2 in the main team, because I think these 2 will be our 2 main signings this summer, and I think that's what's going to help us. I don't want to say challenge for first position next year, but definitely go for top 3. I reckon we'll get there. Let's talk about the others on the bench here. So these are relatively new ones. We've got Gundogan here, who obviously really impressed this year in the Champions League. He was fantastic in the final. He scored the penalty. But he is just, like Fellaini, someone who would sit there in front of defence but provide those legs, that power going forward as well. Gundogan did that perfectly for Borussia Dortmund. He wasn't really a CDM. I want to say he was more of a central midfielder, but he just floated around, going forward and going back, almost just like a completely loose player. Kind of like Bale plays up front, just kind of drifts in and out everywhere. And he's going to be very pricey though, and Borussia Dortmund have lost a lot of their good players. Goetz has gone to Bayern Munich. Lewandowski looks like he's going. They have just signed Royce on a new contract, I think, so that's a good bit of news. But I don't think they'll want to let Gundogan go unless we pay a lot of money. And that would reportedly be 25 million, which is more than Fellaini, more than Higuain as well. The other one that's in the news with Gundogan, actually, these 2 as a pair, was Bender. Now, Bender is apparently, I don't want to say because I don't know for sure, but apparently he's looking for a new club because he is playing for Bayern Leverkusen, I think it is. Not exactly the biggest club in the world, and he has impressed. He's much more of a technical player. Sven Bender is much more defensive. This guy here is great with his feet. His passing is out of this world. I have seen some of his assists on YouTube, and they are crazy good. So he would fit into the Arsenal team well because he would sit back, but he provides those passes forward. So I'm guessing he's almost back up to Fellaini and Gundogan if they fall through. And to be honest, I wouldn't be upset if we signed Bender. He's a good player. Now, the other one that's, I think, kind of out of the question now is Jovetic. We can't afford it. We cannot match the offers that Chelsea and Man City are going to be making Jovetic. But I've put him in the video because he was heavily linked with Arsenal for quite a while. And in my opinion, he would be an absolute crazy good signing. And I would love to see him at Arsenal, but I don't see it happening. And by the way, you would have noticed I've actually adjusted some of these guys' ratings. Like, you know, Oxlade-Chamberlain I've put up to 79. I've put Wilshere and Fellaini up to 83. So I thought these are quite realistic, you know. I wasn't sure what to do with Jovetic. He's already 83 in FIFA 13. Maybe he should be an 84 now. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Rooney, I've took down to 87. Had a pretty poor season at Man United. You know, he didn't score as many goals as he normally does, but he has been playing in midfield sometimes, which is a little bit strange if you ask me. I still see him as a much more lone striker, maybe a centre-forward type player. But again, linked with Arsenal quite a lot. Whether we can afford his crazy, stupidly crazy, I want to say, wages that he's on at Man United at the moment, he will have to take a pay cut wherever he goes. I don't think any other club would be willing to pay him $250,000 a week, which is just insane money. But I'm not going to lie, I would like to see Rooney at Arsenal, but I don't want to see him there if he's going to be needed to earn crazy amounts of money, which would just put the rest of the squad on a downer, I want to say. I don't think it'll be the best signing. I don't. I think we're okay with Higuain, thank you. Ogbonna, I don't want to talk too much about him because I've done a video before talking about Ogbonna potentially going to Arsenal, but that would be another decent signing. Can play left back if you really need him to, despite, you know, we've got Monreal and Gibbs, but Ogbonna would still be a great signing. I just want to say though that this four at the back really impressed me towards the end of the season. Not so much Sanya. I've put him down to an 81 from 83. He had a really poor season, if you ask me, very inconsistent, and I would like to sign a new right back. I don't know who it would be though. Maybe Unkalu. There are a few people I've had to leave out, by the way, but Koscielny and Mertesacker were absolutely rock solid towards the end of the season, and Gibbs was good too. I've actually put Koscielny and Mertesacker up to 82. I think they deserve that. Right, goalkeeper Julio Cesar. Obviously, he's at QPR right now, but he does not deserve to be a championship goalkeeper. I'm sorry, but Julio Cesar is one of the best keepers in the world, I think, anyway. His reactions are just top quality. And he has said he wants to stay in London, you know, and I've got a feeling that he's going to be one of those, you know, last-minute signings where we'll stump up the money and we will have Julio Cesar. I still think Szczesny's a good keeper. I do. He's a little bit young, a little bit immature, a little bit inconsistent as well, maybe, but Julio Cesar would quickly bring, I think, Szczesny back to form within the next season or two when they have to fight for each other for a spot. I think that would be an interesting battle, but I think Cesar would be a brilliant signing. We'd probably get him for free as well, and we just have to pay his wages. But then the last one here, Richards. I'm a big fan of Richards. I really do like him. He's a nice person. I think that makes a big difference in footballers. He's just nice, you know. He has played at Man City all his career, though, I believe, and I don't know if he's going to be played much there. You know, they're spending a lot of money on some great players. And Richards, I think, if he didn't get injured so much, he would be a full-time, you know, first-team player at Man City. But because of all those injuries, he's been set back, really. And I think he'd have a great place here at Arsenal, replacing Sanya. I think Richards with Mertesacker, Koscielny and Gibbs would be a very strong back four. I really do. And not just now, but in the future, because Richards is still relatively young. Whereas Sanya, he's getting old. And clearly his attitude stinks and he wants to move. I think he does want to move anyway. We'll see what happens with Sanya. But there's the video, guys. I just wanted to talk about some of the signings that we could potentially make and how excited I am by them. To break it down for you, these two are the ones I really want. Fellaini and Higuain. Those are the only signings that I think we genuinely must make. Like a CDM and a striker would be great. But I do think right back needs looking at. I do. And I think Richards would be a great choice. The other players, you know, I don't think any of these are actually going to happen. I personally think Cesar is probably the only likely one here. I'd obviously love Gundogan to join, but I don't think he will. But there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you want me to do any other teams, just let me know. And I will see you next time.